the situation at the border, you're saying, is not a disaster.
That is correct.
Not a disaster. And you know, the thing is, for him, it's really not. It's really not. It's painfully obvious to anybody paying attention. The border is open on purpose. It's on purpose. They didn't trip and fall and open the border. They're actually blocking border walls from being built. Democrats opened the country on purpose. I don't know why people struggle saying that so much. Joining me now, great Congressman Chip Roy from the state of Texas. Okay, Chip, surely impeachment is coming for this guy at this point in time. It sure feels like it's building, but I mean, maybe that doesn't even do him any good. I don't know. You tell us.
Well, first of all, the idea that he would look at a United States senator and say that we do not have a disaster at the southern border gives you a glimpse into the kind of individuals that we have leading the Biden administration with their just brazenness of ignoring truth. Say that there's no disaster to the 2 American citizens who lost their lives yesterday when a human smuggler with a car filled with illegal migrants ran head into these 2 American citizens. I saw a picture today of this couple, both Hispanic by heritage, but Americans. Guy was wearing his cowboy hat. Dude was just driving his car yesterday and he gets slammed into by a human smuggler. This stuff is happening every single day. And Texans are tired of it. I mean, we're reaching a breaking point. Jesse, you're a Texan, you know it. We've got action we're going to have to take as Texans if the federal government won't do its job. So to that point, of course we should impeach Alejandro Mayorkas. I've been calling on it for 2 years. I've written out the case. I believe that my colleague, Marjorie Taylor Greene, put a impeachment resolution, I believe, on the floor today. I've not had a chance to read it or review it. It does matter what's in it. The facts will matter. The presentation of the case will matter. That was true, by the way, for the resolution of censure for Rashida Tlaib. Unfortunately, I had to table the first version, but we were able to get one finished. So, look, I applaud Marjorie for pushing forward and going to the floor and doing it. But we have some Republican votes that are not there because they don't believe that it's an impeachable offense. I disagree. I know you disagree. I don't see how endangering the American people and a failure to follow the Constitution and the laws of the United States to secure our country, how that's not an impeachable offense. It is squarely, and he should be removed.
Okay, they don't think it's an impeachable offense. The head of DHS opening up the southern border to flood the country with criminals. Chip, if that's not impeachable, then nothing is, right? Then there are no laws anymore. There are no rules. That is the most impeachable thing. Like you mentioned, those 2 people killed in Texas, that story just has me sick. Just a couple normal people out driving, gone, like that. If that's not impeachable, then nothing's impeachable.
Yeah, I 100% agree. It is impeachable. We should impeach him. And again, I do applaud Marjorie going ahead and leaning into it today on the floor. Yeah. But I got to see the language so we know what it looks like. And I hope we can all work together to do it because I want to be successful. But we have some Republican colleagues who believe that, quote, a high crime and misdemeanor doesn't include what you're seeing unfold. I think it does. I think if you read the history, the plain history of the language, it does. And frankly, let's just be blunt. That's a bunch of legalistic stuff. At the end of the day, he's endangering the lives of the American people. He's failing to execute the laws of the United States. He's endangering us by having fentanyl poured into our communities, allowing cartels to get empowered, allowing China to get empowered, American citizens to die, migrants to get sold into the sex trafficking trade. He knows it. They are doing it because of pure political crass reasons, and he should be removed from office. But more importantly, Republicans must use the power of the purse and use leverage points like Ukraine and other options to demand that we secure the border of the United States. And we cannot be afraid. We cannot be fearful of using the power to do it. I am hopeful that our new speaker, Speaker Johnson, will use next week to set the table for doing our job. And by that, I mean, we should send over a bill that has some degree of funding because he needs time. He's only been in the job for 2 weeks. But that funding must come with a setup for a DHS fight, a setup to be able to separate Ukraine and fight. And if you fund Israel, fund with it paid by taking that money out of the IRS and pay for this ridiculous disaster supplemental we passed a month ago so that we can honestly tell the American people that we're going to cut spending year over year, that we can stand by Israel while doing that, but that we're not going to give them a blank check at Ukraine and we're going to demand that we secure the border. That's what the American people want us to do. I hope, Mike, I believe he's heading down that road. We'll know more in the next 24 hours. I want to set that fight up and get busy fighting.